So our general manager, Adam Blompe, has made the match. In my opinion, it is the match in independent wrestling that you didn't know that you need to see. And here's the reason why. Because everyone talks about Will Ospreay. Everyone talks about his talents, his abilities. I recognize that I asked him to join us, to be in the Prestige, to be the second best wrestler in the world. Because he knows that to be the best wrestler, you need this, the WCPW Championship. Now here's the thing, everyone talks about Will's talent, but what about me? What about the things that I can do? What about the things that I've done in the short time that I've been in this business? Why is my legacy so overlooked? Well, you know what? At first I saw Adam Blompe's decision as an interference in the Prestige's plans, but now I very much see it as an opportunity to cement my legacy, to cement the legacy of the Prestige. And that is a challenge that I will fully embrace. But there is just one little problem with that. There is something that is at the back of my mind. A certain individual who embarrassed me. Because everyone wants to talk about the World Cup. And here's the thing. I should have also won the World Cup if it weren't for Kenny Williams, who embarrassed me in Scotland. Who knows that he can't really beat me, who got lucky, who had a fluke, and he changed the course of professional wrestling history. And until I thwart him, until I swat him, I can't focus my attention on Will Ospreay. So Kenny Williams, you are going to feel the full wrath of Joe Hendry and the Prestige. And once I dispose of you, Will Ospreay, you better get ready for me, because you're damn right, I can't do the flips that you can do. But I've got something that no one else does. I say I want to do something, and then I do it. See, if I wanted to do all those flips, I would do it. I would learn how to do it, but I don't. I want to be effective. And sure, you can do some of the most amazing things that anyone has ever seen a human being do. But can you honestly look in the mirror, look at my credentials, and say that you can beat the prestigious one in a fight? When you look in the mirror, you're going to get that realization that you know that's something you can't do. And then the world will realize exactly how good Joe Hendry is.
Back here on Loaded, time for our main event and a chance for this young man to make it 2-0 against the WCPW champion. Kenny Williams defeated Joe Hendry in the first round, the very first match of the Scottish qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup back in the springtime. It is a loss that Joe Hendry has never forgotten. Kenny Williams went on to be one of the two Scottish representatives in that World Cup, and Hendry would like nothing more than to beat Williams, but I think Williams has his number.
And why do you think that? Give me a list of reasons.
Because he's beaten him already.
No way. You don't beat a man like Joe Hendry twice. And here he comes. These people can boo all they want. The prestigious one, the WCPW champion, a superstar. Here on Loaded.
Here he is, the so-called prestigious one.
So-called.
Joe Hendry, for as long as he has that WCPW title around his waist, is a poison. He is doing damage to WCPW. To have that man as the the man representing this company on a global stage as its champion is absolutely toxic. Adam Brompier knows that, and that's why he is determined to get that championship off of Joe Hendry at Refuse to Lose on October the 2nd when Hendry faces Will Ospreay.
And you think that Will Ospreay is good? Look at Joe Hendry. Look at this man, built from the ground up to be a champion. And you think that Will Ospreay is just so easily going to waltz in here at Refuse to Lose and take that belt away from the prestigious one, please?
Well, tonight is a non-title match because Adam Brompier, in my view correctly, believes that Will Ospreay should be the next man to face Hendry for the title, given what happened at the conclusion of the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Look at this, Joe Hendry, obviously irate at the decision-making of our general manager, taking it to Kenny Williams. Both these men know one another, both Scots, they know one another very, very well. Kenny Williams daring to turn his back on the champion. Well, he's paying for it now, but oh.
Williams goes to the ropes. High knee from Hendry. It was something of a surprise when Williams beat Hendry in that first round of the Scottish qualifiers. And I think given that it was a tournament with 64 of the best wrestlers in the world and Hendry wants to call himself the prestigious one and thinks he's the best thing on the planet, it must eat away at him that he went out in the very first round. It eats away at you, I can see it on your face.
No, because Joe Hendry is the WCPW champion, and even after the Aerial Assassin, even though Will Ospreay is obviously one of the best wrestlers on the planet today, Joe Hendry has always had that X factor, always had that intangible quality which makes him a star, which makes him the WCPW champion. For my money, I like to, when I bet Dave Bradshaw, I like to hold on to my money and increase my odds and earn more. I'm going to be betting on Hendry and Refuse to Lose.
Finished?
No, I'm going to bet on Hendry tonight against Kenny Williams.
Hendry lured in by Williams. Williams, the middle turnbuckle, back elbow sends the WCPW champion to the outside.
It is tough to bet against Kenny Williams though.
Williams will launch over, well, he's going to launch over the top. Instead, he dived feet first into Hendry. This time between the top and middle. A torpedo-like dive right into the champion.
Kenny Williams feeling it here in Manchester. This is a great opportunity for Williams if he were to defeat, even in a non-title match, someone like Joe Hendry. But Joe Hendry always finds a way, the prestige always finds a way.
Hendry caught in there. Williams was ascending the turnbuckle. Hendry knocked him off balance and now sends him face first into the apron. Again, a non-title match here, but don't think that means there's nothing at stake for Hendry. It is all about correcting what he thinks is one of the great wrongs of his recent career in WCPW when he lost to Williams in the World Cup. And what would it do to Hendry's already fragile psyche if Williams beat him for a second time?
What makes you so sure that Joe Hendry's psyche is fragile in the first place?
Come on. The way he has to constantly tell everyone how he's the best thing on the planet.
Because it's true.
Who names themselves the prestigious one?
Listen, if you walked and talked like Joe Hendry, you would call yourself the best too. This man is a WCPW champion, the figurehead of the best collective in pro wrestling today, the Prestige. Joe Hendry is the prestigious one.
Again, before I found it baffling, now I find it absolutely unbelievable that he continued to defend these guys. After what they did to Will Ospreay and his friends and his family at the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Boo-hoo.
So you're telling me you're going to go to Refuse to Lose on October the 2nd and you are going to be supporting Joe Hendry?
100%.
After everything that's happened?
100%.
You're disgusting. Let us know if you think Kenny Williams is going to pull it off here for a second time against Joe Hendry. The hashtag again is #loaded. Appreciate all of your input into that conversation online.
Kenny Williams looking for a big DDT.
Williams got caught by Hendry. Hendry wraps his arm around the head. Great strength from the champion and drops him to the suplex.
Prestigious strength from Joe Hendry. Look at this, moving into the cover.
So for two, Williams kicks out, and interesting to see, by the way, that there's that black tape on the back of Williams. I wonder whether moves like a suplex where there's a hard impact on the back may have done more damage than normal if there's some kind of injury there.
I would have to suggest it would. And don't think for a moment that Joe Hendry, studious athlete that he is, student of the game, hasn't noticed that tape on the back of Kenny Williams.
Hendry, the submission hold applied to Williams, and he's talking in his ear as well, just giving him verbal abuse while he's torturing him physically.
Tremendous main event here on Loaded. You get to see the WCPW champion anytime you get to see him.
Going for the freak of nature. He's going to go for the freak of nature. Williams counters, rolls him up, cover. Williams to beat him twice. And Hendry got out. There we go, Kenny. Come on. Kenny Williams.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. You're going to call me out for supporting Joe Hendry, but you're going to say, come on, Kenny Williams.
Again, you just can't support the Prestige. You cannot possibly defend them.
They're the best. The
Defend
most
what
prestigious.
they did. Defend what they did. Go on.
I don't need to defend it.
No,
The
because-
fact is, Dave Bradshaw, that Joe Hendry is the WCPW champion. What has Will Ospreay got to complain about? Adam Blumpy has put him in a title match on pay-per-view, October 2nd, refused to lose. What's not to like here? A marquee match anywhere in the world.
Oh, I do like the match, and the reason I like it is that I believe the Aerial Assassin is going to leave that night with the WCPW title, and thank goodness for that if it happens.
No way. No way. But Kenny Williams giving Joe Hendry quite the test here on Loaded.
Williams up on the top rope. Hendry unsteady on his feet. Williams top. Spinning back elbow from Williams. Puts that right leg. The cover on the champion. Hendry kicks out again at 2.
Few in the world did Bradshaw deliver that elbow off the top rope with the grace and poise of Kenny Williams. I'll give him that. This man's a hell of a competitor. But when you're in the ring with the prestigious one, it's a different ball game. Joe Hendry is something to admire. He's the best, the champion.
Hendry shoves Williams back into the corner. Williams will dodge him. Williams so fast on his feet. Gets to the wheelbarrow position. Can spin round. Drops Hendry face first. Turns him over. The cover. Again, Williams looking for another win. And the 2 count again. Williams, though, increasingly looking like what I said at the start of the show is true. Maybe he does have Joe Hendry's number.
Well, no. Again, fluke. In the World Cup qualifiers, the Scottish qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup, it was a fluke when Williams beat Hendry.
Hendry has caught Williams. Williams lands on his feet. Hendry goes behind. Got the DDT. Hendry, the cover. Gets 2 and left shoulder up from Williams. This one stays alive. The champion barely containing that rage. Look at the look on Hendry's face.
Almost disgusted. Every time Joe Hendry enters this ring and his title isn't on the line, it's almost like he's lowering himself just to compete.
Speaking of the title, Hendry's picking it up. What's he doing with the title belt? Referee Joel Allen has seen it. Hendry needs to put that down. There's no place for that.
And what gives Joel Allen the right to do this? Take the belt off Hendry.
It's an illegal weapon. The cover by Williams. Check the rule book.
Rules are overrated.
Dumped on his face. Williams there. Oh, Hendry lock on Williams. Kenny Williams gonna struggle to find a way out here. He rolls through. The shoulders of Hendry are down again for a 2. Oh, and Hendry back into the Hendry lock. The Hendry lock again. The champion with that submission hold applied to Kenny Williams. Williams struggling to the ropes. Hendry pulls him back in.
Everything Joe Hendry does, he does with purpose. Look, sitting down on the Hendry lock now.
Yeah, he's wrapped his leg around the leg of Williams, and Williams had no choice but to tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, submission, Joe Hendry!
What a main event here on Loaded. We got to see the WCPW champion, non-title match though it was, in action. Anytime you get to see that is a complete treat.
Well, enjoy your victory, Joe Hendry, because it may be short-lived. On October the 2nd, thanks to that announcement from Adam Blompier, on iPay-per-view at Refuse to Lose, Joe Hendry will go one-on-one with Will Ospreay. The WCPW title on the line, and that championship may not be in Joe Hendry's possession for very much longer.
So 1-1, rubber match. I'm sick and tired of this. I challenge you to a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Taking as much as you can take. Can't resist,